Test. 1, 2, 3. Working on my gentle shit talking because I'm scared of these women that they have a bigger following than they have a following. I don't even have a
blew
following.
Up.
Can I steal you for a second? Can I steal you for a sec?
Yes, you may.
Hey everybody, welcome into Can I Steal You for a Second, a Bachelor podcast. I'm Ashley Young.
And I'm Dustin Kendrick from The Bachelorette, season 15, and it starts now. Week 2.
Week 2, Pete. Pilot Pete? Pete
Pilot Pete.
I say both. They're interchangeable
I
to me.
say pumpkin eater. I've called him pumpkin eater.
Do you double up on the Peter?
Peter, pumpkin
there
eater.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, maybe that'll stick. I like that a little better. Rolls off the tongue.
It does.
He's a good guy. I feel like that name's very fitting for him.
Yeah.
Something we talked about this whole episode is what a gentle soul he is.
He's a great guy.
It's annoying. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. So we'll rewind. We're going to recap this episode. And last week they left us hanging.
They did.
They're on this group date, and these women show up to the group date, and none other than...
I was getting really excited for this group date, by the way.
Okay, for the people that are, maybe a little forgetful, what was the group date?
It was sex stories, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, your most craziest sex story or something like that.
They asked these poor women, well, to be fair, they signed up for it, quote unquote.
Signed up for it.
But on national television, they're supposed to write this, intimate...
Correct.
...account of something that they've experienced in the midst of the man they're fighting for's ex that he's clearly still in love with.
Yeah.
And they leave us hanging with Hannah and Pete trying to figure out this spark that's still there.
I know. It was long.
It was long.
It was long. Just like, I feel like we've always been there.
Yeah.
Everyone's always been there where they're with their ex and you're trying to figure shit out and it's just long, tedious, and just a little uncomfortable.
And bad TV. I was bored. I was like...
It was a little long.
Well, and the thing about, we said this, Pete's such a nice guy.
Super nice.
Hannah seems like a really sweet girl.
Super sweet girl.
I don't like seeing them cry.
They were both upset. I feel like, in certain relationships, it's like, and you're trying to rebuild it, it's like putting glass back together. You just no way of putting it back. And you just gotta let it go, which Pete said, you can't do this.
He said, and this really stuck with me. They're just kind of having this awkward silence. And he said, "You're the one who said no to me. I never said no to you."
Deep.
And I was like, damn, Pete, let her know.
Deep.
Let her know she's screwed up.
Deep.
Because that's what happened. That's what he says, And then they just they had a moment, but she had to go back to Dancing with the Stars, and he had a group date.
And let us say, too, this is the Bachelor, Bachelorette. Has to be the most hardest thing you're ever going to have to do. Choose 3 people you're in love with. That's got to be terrifying and so uncomfortable. So, I feel for Hannah because at some point there's no right or wrong answer whenever you're trying to choose someone and they're all, So I feel for her too, but we gotta let this go.
We gotta let it go. And eventually they did.
They did.
But
we didn't get to see the group date.
We didn't get to see the group date. We were hyped for these stories because we didn't want to share our stories.
I know
we wanted to hear.
These girls were literally it looked like they were into this story. I wanted to hear all.
Some of you could see they had one girl. They flashed to her really quick, and she had a whole novel going.
Freak.
They're out there somewhere.
We gotta find those.
Maybe we should just start DMing these girls, asking if they'll.
Yeah, maybe we should put that in the comments area where people could email us and just tell us their.
Hey, okay, stories. Yeah. We'll people, if you're listening to the podcast, we'll do a little mailbag.
Would you do that? And if you would, tell us your story.
Tell us your story. Spice it up. We need something to make up for the void in our life.
For sure, we got to. That was gonna be good.
Oh, so the girls are salty though. Pete comes back from the date.
Oh, they were pissed.
They were pissed, and he says, "I'm not in the right headspace."
Yeah.
Which has become, I think, a really go-to line. You're just
I'm
not in the good headspace right now.
We love that. We love that.
Because it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing.
But it means everything. It doesn't mean nothing, but it's just you don't want to deal with this right now. So,
right. But you got to man up and deal with it. Those girls got ready.
I did want to see it. Yeah, I was a little upset that Pete canceled the date, but...
Also, I respect that. You're not in the right headspace. It's not going to be fun if you're miserable.
Yeah.
But the girls didn't let it go.
They didn't. They were heated. Well, as they should have been. I get it too. You wanted to spend time with your man and you didn't get to because of,
your ex that showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be annoyed. So they kind of put him in his place though. They go back that night and he's kind of like, sorry, I've collected myself.
He was in the doghouse. He was in the doghouse for sure.
But like times 8.
Times 8. But he did such a good job of getting out of that. How could you hate that guy?
It's so annoying. He just is like, your feelings are valid and I hear you. And he kind of just like validated everyone and kissed them.
Everyone's like, it's okay.
It's okay. And they're like, yeah, you're right. They all kind of came out. But then Natasha
was not having it.
We love Natasha.
Natasha was not having it. She was upset.
And she let him know.
Yeah, she wasn't going to let it slide either.
He was like, what's wrong? She's
like, I'm going
to tell you what's wrong.
He felt it. He's like, go ahead and lay it on me because I know you, yeah.
And she was the only one. And I didn't think that was out of line.
No,
well, okay, to be fair, you put me in my place. I said, she needs to chill, like let it go. And you made a really good point when we were watching that. Go ahead. I'll let you.
You go ahead.
No.
I'm kind of confused.
You said that, when you're in a relationship, if something's bothering you.
Oh, correct.
You need to let the person know.
For sure. So we could talk about this later too. But yeah.
You brought it up later.
As you could see, this is your relationship with this person. So you can't, and it's all expedited. It's going to be quick. Like it's not going to be you don't have like 6 months to get to know this person. So if you're feeling a certain way, let it out. Let it be known. And it's definitely going to help you in the long run for sure.
Yeah. So it was nice that she kind of put him in his place, let him know what was up. And I think he handled himself with grace. On that though, Sydney, we didn't see too much of her the first episode.
Sydney, sweet girl.
We like Sydney.
Where was she at?
I don't know. She was hiding, but she came out and she kind of opened up about her background.
I know. I love that too.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
For anyone that kind of fast forward through this, take us through what Sydney shared with.
Yeah, Sydney, she's from Alabama, southern parts of the States. And, she's biracial as well. And, she's grown up where she had to deal with identity issues. Like I've gone through that same thing, you're half white, half black, half, Hispanic, you kind of have to deal with some kind of issues of your identity growing up. So, and she, told Pete about that. And I like that a lot.
I liked it. And he liked it too because he ended up giving her the rose from the group date.
For sure. She opened up. You have to open up with this show.
And it's genuine. A lot of the drama that we shamelessly, or at least I shamelessly enjoy is the crying, the drunk tears, the petty drama.
Yeah, that's good. That was good shit.
Yeah. We were like, yeah, we love that. We'll get to that too. It was a really beautiful moment, I think, for her to just be like raw and real in a show that I think has not done a great job with maybe more intimate and diverse storylines. Yeah. That was a really cool moment for them to kind of be like, hey, I'm a real person. Because there's a ton of people that can relate to these identity issues. And I love that she opened up and shared that with him.
Absolutely. I love that too. Go Sydney. We like Sydney.
You. Well-deserved rose. Well-deserved rose. So the moment they were teasing though, Chris Harrison tweets out before the show, Champagne Gate.
Oh my goodness.
You can't miss it. It's cringy. Can't miss it TV. I'm like, what the hell is Champagne Gate?
I know, right?
And we found out real quick what Champagne Gate was.
This was good.
So let's recap Champagne Gate.
Recap.
They cocktail hour.
So we have the cocktail hour and we have Kelsey. I don't think she's getting much time with Pete at this,
At least
so she's
not as much as she wants, yeah.
Yeah, not the time that she wants. So she's feeling a certain way. But, she's setting up this romantic, date with him where they sit by the fireplace and have some champagne that she saved over a year, right?
Yeah, she had this very special bottle of champagne. She's like, I brought this all the way from Iowa. And this girl, this is where it's hard to believe in the TV magic because she waltzes out with a tray and the glasses and sets it down on the fireplace, which is an awful place if you want a nice,
it's gonna be hot,
cool, fresh, glass of champagne, and she just leaves it there.
Yeah.
And walks away to go find Pete.
Why would you leave it there? Why would you? Yeah.
Yeah. So again, whatever. We're not trying to ruin the TV magic.
Yeah.
But she walks away, and in walks Hannah Ann.
And making plays.
She I don't know. She did what I would do.
She popped it.
And it's, again, a great Bachelor TV moment where you see Kelsey and all the women sitting.
You just see their faces.
And
they're
you hear
her face, her head went.
Who? And they all were like, oh, Oh my God, no. Was that yours?
She started breaking down right away.
Right away.
Again, like we said from the beginning, if you're gonna, do this show, you have to be tough. And there's gonna be situations and scenarios to where you're gonna be tested. And she was tested. This.
What a privileged life if that's how you're tested in this world. Someone pops your bottle of champagne.
She was very upset about it.
She was devastated.
She was
devastated.
And I felt like I would have reacted differently. I wanted her to react differently. She could have made something about it, like made it fun. I don't know, made it funny, but being like dramatic and making it a big deal, that's not something I look forward to, like dating someone doing that. So
I mean, you're a grown woman. Yeah. Use your words. They tell kids that. Use your words if you're upset, if you're angry. And, I'm a crier.
Yeah.
Do I think I would have cried over that? Probably not. But like, go collect yourself, compose yourself, and then figure the situation out. Yep. But also, that's not how you get on TV. So
true. Well, Pete did take her, and they did have this was a real special moment happened.
Y'all are nasty. So this poor girl, after all the drama, they get her a new bottle of champagne.
She knocked it over. Or he knocked it over. I don't know.
Someone knocked it over. It got messy.
Yeah.
It got messy. Well, pause. Also, she confronted Hannah Ann and was like, you know what you did. We have to also say that she overreacted and then like came out swinging.
She did.
And Hannah Ann just opened if I found a bottle of champagne, I'm opening it.
For sure. Like, she's not guilty at all. She didn't know it was hers. She said she also had a bottle of wine, bottle of champagne she was waiting to open with her. So she got set up for. I didn't like that. Like, Hannah Ann is not in the wrong.
No, she's not.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad.
I felt bad because she genuinely is like, what did I do?
Wrong place at the wrong time.
That poor girl. So easy target. She's got Target on her back now. Okay, fast forward. I just want to make sure we did justice for Hannah Ann. Okay. Like, yeah. So she was set up. I agree.
You're not in the wrong, Hannah Ann.
She's on our good list.
You're good.
Yeah. So she's good. She's cool. Kelsey's freaking out, being dramatic. Whoa. Yeah. And it knocks over this champagne.
Knocks it over.
But it doesn't crack, doesn't spill, right?
They it's pour a glass.
Mm-hmm. They didn't pour.
No, she took a drink from the bottle.
And Pete asked her. You hear him kind of like off, like scream, be like, do you want a glass or do you want to drink it from the bottle?
I'm glad she drank it from the bottle though, but.
And she said something stupid like, I'm not always classy. And then
I'm not always a classy bitch.
Yeah. And she takes this giant swig of the champagne bottle.
Yep. Goes all over.
It exploded all over her face. You can put two and two together.
Yeah. It's a sight to see.
Twitter had a field day with it.
Sight to see. I'm gonna drink my tea.
We tried to tweet about it from our very professional work account, but
I wasn't very professional.
Yeah, the internet had a field day with that one, so it gave us some really good content from the episode.
But again, she got upset about that. She could have had so much fun with that, and that could have been like a whole different scenario. And that Peter could have loved and had fun with her. Like in this early stage, Peter wants to find someone that he connects with and has fun with. Like have a good time.
Yeah.
Like turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I wish.
Like let it roll off your back. Like have a good laugh. Yeah. Everything is the end of the world for her.
I agree.
And yeah, she's what, 28, 27?
Yeah.
Like, we need to learn to handle ourselves a little better. So, like you said, high stakes situation. You're not sleeping. You're drinking a lot. I feel for these women. I don't know if I could hang.
Correct.
So yeah, Champagne Gate, was it everything that you thought it would be?
I thought it was good. I thought it was good for sure. The anticipation of it and just to hear that bottle go off was great too.
It was nice TV. I have to say, I was a little nervous that it was going to turn into like during Colton's season when they were like, when is he going to jump the fence? And I feel like they teased that out for like the whole season. It was really nice that they were like, Champagne Gate, send tweet, and then we got to see it tonight.
Yeah.
I don't like to wait. Even watching through the commercials. I'm such like a Netflix person now, or like
don't want to wait
Hulu,
for that.
whatever it is. Yeah, I'm like, what are commercials? We have to sit through these. So I respected that, appreciated that. Thank you, ABC. Rose ceremony.
Rose ceremony.
Little anticlimactic, like, we knew Kelsey was gonna get a rose because she's not going anywhere.
Yep.
But they they stood right next to Hannah Ann.
Oh yeah, you got to sit them next to each other.
I loved it.
Poor little Hannah Ann's just trying to mind her business and just not trying to get any more drama or anything.
She's scared. She's tiny. She's like very like innocent, sweet energy. So
yeah, I do feel like it's sweet and innocent energy. Like she's not trying to hurt anybody or step on any toes. She's just trying to go out and get what she wants, and that's it.
And
sweet girl.
Right. She seems normal, and she's playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, you got to compete for Pete's attention.
Yeah.
And I think Kelsey's just like not used to having that kind of competition. So I don't know, you got to handle it with grace, and no one likes the drama. No one's trying to keep that in their circle for too long.
Nope.
So rose ceremony, we lose Lauren. Peyton. And Courtney. Which we're early enough in the season.
We didn't even know that much about them.
Right.
It's sad. Like, Lauren had like the gray jumpsuit day one, so I was like, man, that was a nice little outfit. What's going on with Lauren, you know?
Yeah.
And who else do we? Peyton. Well, I don't know much about Peyton.
I think Peyton was the one that I liked week 1 because she had the like the intercom that the.
Oh, the intercom. Okay. You think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, but again, we don't know. You're not like invested in in these women quite yet.
So we feel sorry for these women.
So rip to that. But right after that, something I want to fast or rewind to last week. Week 1, you have these introductions, and one of the women that got one of the longer introductions was Maurissa.
Oh yeah.
And so she leaves week 1. And a lot of people on Twitter, the blogs, whatever, a lot of the immediate reaction was, people loved her story, how she, gained all this weight and then found her identity and her confidence. And then she's making pinky promises with Pete.
Yeah.
And they send her home.
I know.
So, they were saying she got robbed, but I think she gained a lot of fans in the process.
For sure.
But
there's always a star that goes home for night 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a star that goes home.
She just had very likable energy.
She did.
But then we see her in the news this week. So she wasn't gone for good.
What was the news?
What's the tea?
What was the news?
There's a picture floating around, and she's down in Atlanta getting dinner with someone you know.
Someone I know?
Someone you know, yeah. Seen with Mike.
Magic Mike?
Magic Mike.
Hi, Bruin.
Hey, Maurissa, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Have any ex-contestants reached out to you since the show's aired?
Now, a woman never kisses and tells, but that's all I can say.
So I think you kind of got where I was going with that. Normally, I'll ask that question when I'm doing these interviews anyway, but there is a certain picture that's kind of been circulating a little bit. So, like you said, you never kiss and tell, and I guess I don't have to ask about that if we're not allowed to talk about it.
That is completely different. That was just more so of a dinner to meet up with someone that's gone through a similar experience, so. Oh,
that's good. That's good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, if anyone doesn't know, I think we're talking about Mike, right? I just want to be clear. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably it looks like it was taken on a flip phone. So I feel like this person.
Probably Mike Samsung. That shit. Who knows?
A very grainy photo, but they're out to dinner together, just enjoying a meal, I'm sure.
Yeah,
We don't need to dive into that.
I'm sure that's what it is. One thing I've learned from, this is like a fraternity sorority, and these are like your brothers and sisters out there. And it's fun to connect with new people that have gone through the same experience as you. And, after you might leave the show, you might have a lot of questions that you just want to feel comforted by someone. And I know Mike's comforted me in many ways, and we've talked a lot, and I'm sure that's something they talked about, just their experiences on the show, and I'm sure he helped her out.
I love that, because obviously as someone who eats up the news and the gossip, like, oh my god, they're on a date, they're at dinner. But something I think that you've kind of opened my eyes to is the fraternity sorority. Like, it's not just for like the Instagram clout. Like, you guys really rely on each other for insight and guidance. And
it's a lot of pressure being up here and like people talking about you and tweeting about you. It's a lot of pressure. So, it's good to, have each other's back, talk to one another.
Yeah.
Tell them what we've been through and what are you going through. And you might feel a little confused too, but it's just good to counsel one another.
Something that you tweeted last week is, and I've seen a lot of this as of late, that, let's not forget these contestants are people too.
Yeah.
And I think it's so easy to fall into this narrative that, they signed up for it, like they're free game.
Yeah.
But they're people.
They're people. They're regular people, like regular people off the streets, guys. Like, I'll tell you right now, regular people.
and this is kind of a personal question.
Oh shit.
Nothing like the group date stories, but did you ever come across something online that someone said about you that, you know, maybe was so harsh you kind of regretted putting yourself out there?
No, I mean, there was some harsh thing. I mean, I don't know about harsh. People talk shit about my nose ring, and people thought I was gay from my photo because I had a bracelet on my hand.
A bracelet, that's what does it.
There was the llama thing. There was a llama photo where there was like, Barber, well, give me that llama. And it was my photo next to a llama. The llama did have my hair. It was hilarious. But I mean, I think that stuff's funny, you know. Mm-hmm. It's hysterical, and you just got to go with it. You know, you got to be confident in yourself again, strong, and know that these things are going to happen, and just roll through it. It's all fun and it's all good. It's all fun and games.
Do you think the internet is harsher to the female contestants?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough one. What do you think?
I think I'm biased. Okay. I think that it's easier to kind of just like be a dude, like, you know, you're not getting your lash extensions and your hair extensions. And
more pressure for a woman to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, like boxes that you have to check off just to be kind of like the standard, if that makes sense.
Well, we were just talking. I was talking to my buddy Clay the other day. Like when we go out, like have a drink or whatnot, people want to take photos, you know, and it's great and whatnot. But if you think about like a woman is probably always going to have to be, not have to be, but it's going to want to be done up at all times and, you know, presentable at all times. For guys, we just kind of go out there and just fuck it, you know. But I can see it could be tougher for women, for sure. So yeah, kudos to these women for putting themselves on TV, because kudos.
It's a lot. And kudos to you. You've done it too. So you survived, and, you know, now you're in the fraternity. Love it. Rolling right down this snowball of aesthetics. Group date.
Group dates.
So they roll up to a storefront, it says Revolve.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell is going on?
I was so confused. Why are they so excited? Like, they were like freaking out.
Yeah, they walked in like, oh my God.
They were freaking out.
Yeah.
I was clueless.
We're kind of like, all right, it's a store and there's clothes. Like, I've never walked into a store with that reaction.
Right.
But we learned that there's some fashion icons in there. Janice Dickinson, if you're America's Next Top Model fan, you know her. She's not shy.
She's not.
She's going to give you stuff. And Carson Kressley from the original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, you think? Yes. And they tell these women that they're going to put on a fashion show. They get to put a look together. Yeah. And they're going to go on this fashion show, walk the runway, and compete for $20,000 worth of Revolve clothes.
40 bags. 40 bags.
Which, again, I'm like, how many is, like, what is that? Like, a bag is such a subjective term of measurement. I'm like, nice, 40 bags. Awesome. So, you know, they're running around, putting these looks together. And I think it's a little unfair. Some of these girls have like runway experience or modeling experience.
Everyone's going to have some kind of experience in any kind of date.
Okay, but that's like, you talked about having some like runway experience, and it's an intimidating thing to do.
It for sure is, you know, but as long as you're stepping up to the plate and giving it your all, that's all that matters.
I guess.
And I would say too, like, that's pressure on Hannah Ann. Like, she's a model. It's like, oh yeah, you better win this, you know? So much pressure, right?
Yeah, I think you're expected, but like also if they're playing like a basketball game, right?
Yeah.
And none of those girls have ever like touched a basketball in their life. And then you have Madison, who like played and won all these state championships.
And what if she lost? You would be like,
she's not going to. That's the thing. Like, she's not going to.
They're not supposed to.
Right. So whatever. And then you have Victoria F. crying. One of my favorite criers on the show.
Yeah, she's
like, I'm insecure. This is really hard.
I don't understand that too. Like, she knows she's a beautiful girl. I don't get this, like, why she feels so out of place.
You think it's fake?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say sure. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she's from a small town where she was like the it girl, and you're in a house full of other beautiful girls. I really don't know, but I don't think Victoria F has anything to be like. Her self-esteem should be great. I don't know. She's a beautiful girl.
You've like planted it in my head that they're real people, and I'm not trying to like knock down their insecurities. So I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But
she took off that robe and I was like, the fuck?
she struts down this runway in a robe and is in just like lingerie and calls out Peter in the crowd and starts making out with him. Like, you're not shy. You're not insecure.
Yeah.
Those are some crocodile tears.
I don't know what was going on with that, but
yes.
She killed it.
She killed it.
She killed it.
And so that's why I'm like, this is for the camera. This is like some producer's narrative.
Who knows?
But Hannah Ann was my favorite because she came out in the wedding dress.
That was a beautiful wedding dress.
I loved that.
Bold.
She knows what she's doing. She came ready to like win the competition.
She knows what she wants.
She knows what she wants. She came out in a wedding dress, gave her veil to Peter.
She's ready to get her man.
She was awesome. So she ended up winning.
She did win.
So that like kind of.
I thought it was a toss up. Honestly, either one of them could have won.
I think Hannah Ann definitely looked more comfortable on the runway. Confidence in having done it before, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
So she looked really comfortable. But again, kind of has a target on her back.
She definitely has a target.
Yeah, all these girls night one were like, you're stealing Peter. She wins this competition. 40 bags of clothes.
The person always in the lead is always going to have a target on their back.
Yeah. So they go back to the mansion after that. And they kind of, are regrouping, getting settled down.
Yep.
And we have Champagne Gate 2.0. 2.0. So
bang, bang.
Hannah Ann.
Bang, bang.
Love this girl. I appreciate her energy. Decides to tell Peter,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Kelsey's bullying me.
Yeah.
And my immediate reaction was, don't be a snitch.
She says snitches get stitches. I said, calm down.
I was like, no, you don't need to tell him like what girl drama you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Don't rat out your contestant. Like that's low hanging fruit. That's
like,
playing dirty.
No one likes a snitch.
Yeah.
We all don't like a snitch. But also we need to take in account that
I hate that you're the voice of reason.
each one of these ladies are in a relationship with Pete at the moment.
Yeah.
And if you can't confront your partner about something that you're going through, it's no different as you being at work and you're getting into it with a coworker and you're just going to your man and just telling him how you feel and what's going on, So
I guess
you can't. That's how it is.
I hear where you're coming from, and I want so desperately to agree that, like, yes, but at the end of the day, they're not in a relationship. They're on The Bachelor. They're on a television show.
No, they're in a relationship. You are in a relationship. Each week, you're further in the relationship.
I can't buy into it. I really can't.
It is what it is.
I think she was a little bit of a snitch.
Let me sip my tea.
Sip your tea over there. I'm calling her a snitch. I think it was a little unnecessary. I feel like the drama had died down. Champagne Gate was over. Move on. Let it go.
Okay.
If she's cutting your hair in your sleep or like,
but also
ruining your clothes.
Let's think about this though too. Like, I feel like Hannah Ann was completely innocent in that whole thing. Like, it's unnecessary drama that's coming towards her, and she might be holding it in a certain way. She's probably,
that's true.
She puts on a good, like, she could hold her own, like, and whatnot. But sometimes you gotta let that out. You gotta just say how you're feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if bullying was the right words, but,
I think where I'm coming from is I think the conversation should have been, I just want to clear the air that I genuinely didn't know that had happened. I'm not a malicious person.
That should have been said to Pete?
To Peter, yeah. And I don't know what Pete she's telling you. And yeah, he's not a dumb guy. Yeah, I think he's just trying to keep everyone like at bay.
I know.
Because then Kelsey comes out and he calls her out on it.
Yeah. I mean, she tried telling Kelsey too. Kelsey didn't necessarily want to hear it. Mm-mm. You know what you did.
Which again, you're a grown, like, stop. This is not high school.
Yeah.
Why are you coming for this girl?
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
So Pete calls out Kelsey and is just like, I heard you're a bully. And she's like, me? Oh my God, no. She knows what she did. Which I just think she dug her grave even deeper.
Yeah.
But
that's why you just got to kind of let things go. Like, something that happens to you is a mistake. Just turn it around, turn a negative into a positive.
Right?
And you'll be so much better.
So much better. So I don't really get Kelsey's whole approach. I get you're drinking. It's a weird situation, but like,
long days, drinking all day.
Let it go.
Not that much food. We get it.
We get it. Yo, what's the food situation? Are you like hangry most of the time?
So when you're at the house, you're eating all day. But I forget, when you're on dates, you actually don't eat that much while you're out and about on the date.
Oh my God.
You might get a little bit of time to eat right before you go. But you have to scarf it all down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
But then also like eating all day, drinking all day in a mansion doesn't sound half bad.
Oh man, the mansion life's nice.
That's awesome. So Hannah Ann, I think week 1 people compared her to Luke P.
She is not Luke P.
She's not Luke P.
Oh, gosh, why do people say that?
And I think I saw it a lot with McKenna too. She's like the fashion blogger from Canada. She's got like the short blonde bob.
Yeah.
People were saying she gives Luke P vibes, and
None of these girls give Luke P vibes. None at all.
No, they wanted to paint him as the villain the first week, and I don't think it worked out.
No, let's make that clear. No one has Luke P vibes.
Yet.
No one. Well,
yet.
That we know of.
We're only 2 weeks in. I feel like we have time to find some villains. So do you think Hannah Ann's being like victimized a little bit or villainized?
Yeah, I mean, she's got a target on her back. She's, doing great. Her and Pete have a great connection, and she's stepping up to the plate. Prime example, Pete asked Kelsey to make a toast after the cocktail party. She turned it down. Don't turn it down. Just, and who stepped up?
Hannah Ann, my girl.
There you go. I mean, little things like that.
Yeah, and they go a long way.
They
so
do.
I wonder how much tension is kind of going on behind the scenes too. Because girls don't forget anything.
They don't. Oh my gosh.
Another dumb question. What's like the shower bathroom situation? Because I feel like a house of women fighting over like bathrooms and getting ready. I could see.
So there's 3 sleeping rooms.
Okay.
And each sleeping room has bunk beds in it. So you have anywhere from around 6 to 8. And there's one big room, the master room, that's got like majority of the people in there.
Okay.
But each one has their own bathroom.
Interesting.
Yeah. And there's also bathrooms downstairs and showers downstairs. So
yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I wonder how much tension will kind of build behind the scenes. Because I think there's something there. Like genuine tension.
There's definitely tension there.
Obviously, like producers putting it together, but I think there's like
for sure if they sleep in the same room.
Could you imagine?
I bet a lot of them switched rooms for sure.
They have I'm not. If I'm Hannah Ann, I'm not sleeping anywhere near Kelsey.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't. I would lock my stuff up. I would not trust her. That girl's crazy. That's not nice. She's not. Maybe a little bit. I don't know. She's very
passionate,
fiery.
Passionate. I've learned my lesson. Don't ever call a girl crazy. They're passionate, okay? Passionate.
She needs to channel that passion towards something good because she needs to clean up her act. I think she's got a reputation to kind of fix after this week.
I think just be stronger and, just have fun.
Because she's stunning.
Yeah, she's stunning. Just have fun, girl.
Just, loosen up a little bit. All right, so transitioning in here, so we're going to do a little mailbag segment.
Okay.
So if anyone's listening, you have any questions for myself, Dustin, one of our Bachelor writers, Bruin, you can mail batch, B-A-C-H, at fansided.com. Questions about the show, our reactions to the episode, life, nothing's off limits. And if we like your question, we'll answer it in our podcast as well as an article that we put out every week. So this is an interesting question. We'll start off with what I think is very interesting. If your ex became the Bachelor, do you think you'd be able to watch the show?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the term of that relationship, how long it went, how long it lasted, why'd you guys break up, bad terms, good terms. But if anyone's in a, let's say, 6 months to a year relationship and you genuinely love that person, it's not going to be easy to see you go out and date someone else. So I would say, for me personally, I would not like to see that.
You wouldn't be curious?
No.
Not at all? Like, not even a tiny little bit? Maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment because I would be
a glutton for punishment.
Because, here's the thing. If it ended on a bad note.
If I saw Pete picking up my ex-girl like that, my God.
That's different.
But if Pete wasn't my friend and I see, he's got a thing for putting girls on tables.
Okay, but what if, like, your ex is, like, crazy? Like, it was a
passionate.
Passionate.
We are not saying any girls are crazy. They're passionate.
You have a passionate ex, didn't end on great terms, right? Yeah. And you're like, am I the crazy one? Or is, like, she crazy? Passionate. Like, wouldn't you want America to kind of, like, see them for what they were? Because I think
that's a good
that's
one.
how I feel is that, obviously with especially
shit.
social media, you're only sharing.
You're validated. You're like,
yes.
I told you guys.
When
I
you
told you guys. Shit's crazy.
When you see like a meme about, your ex being passionate or something like, champagne exploding in your face, you're like, it was all worth it. Like, this is great.
I guess it depends also, like how the relationship ended.
Yeah, I guess that has the biggest part to play with it. Because
if you broke up with someone and you're like, thank God I got out of this, and you kind of just want to see them like ruin themselves, it would be great.
Okay, but then on that note, a fear of mine would be if it ended on a bad note and I'm like, okay, good riddance. And then they become like America's sweetheart on The Bachelor and everyone falls in love with them. And I'm like, no.
You see them everywhere.
So that, I think, that would probably wreck me more, I think, to see like the villain become the good guy.
Then you gotta deal with everyone sharing his photos and posting his picture.
Oh my God. Some of the thirst tweets that are out there for
MCM, Man Crush Monday.
Yeah. That would suck.
Ooh. I wonder how Tyler C's ex feels about him.
Right? Because he blew up.
He blew the fuck up.
That was crazy. He was like America's sweetheart.
He is America's sweetheart.
I would this is like my guilty pleasure. I read the Daily Mail on Snapchat every morning. And it's always like, it's trash, like tabloid.
That shit is trash. Don't do that.
We all have our vices. So it's like, Kardashian, royal family. And then all of a sudden it was like, that's all it is. It's like the same cycle of like the three celebrities. And then it was like Tyler C. And Tyler C was making his way in my Daily Mail cycle. And I was like, yo, this dude's made it. He's in the Daily Mail.
Yeah, what if that was your ex? You would hate that.
I'd be annoyed. Yeah. I'd be really annoyed.
Especially if he was like the one that got away.
Yeah. Well,
especially if you fucked up the relationship.
And you're like,
why did I let him go?
Yeah. Well, the thing too, everyone kind of fell in love with him. And again, the bar is so fucking low that he literally was like, women should make their own choices and like their body belongs to them, which like is not this profound statement. But everyone was like, oh my God, Tyler, you're so woke.
Tyler could not. I
was like, no, he's not. Like, he said, ladies, we need to do better. If that's all it takes, like, we need to do better. So I would be very annoyed. Like, he knew his market. He really did.
Tyler's just Tyler. That's honestly just him being him. He respects women and loves women.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's great, dude. But America lost their freaking minds. They were like, hilarious. Oh my God. Right? It was like, he literally was like, whenever the whole like Hannah debacle,
I know.
He just was like, literally like posture awful, like in the corner, like, dude, it's like her body. And it went viral. And I was like, that was not anything that was like this profound poetic
that's hilarious. Moment.
But also like kudos to him. Like he is right. And I love that people respected him for saying that. But I was like, ladies, if that's all someone's got to say, like we got to up our standards a little bit. So he's a cool dude. We met Tyler. That's how we met you. Bachelor basketball.
Bachelor
cool
basketball.
Cool dude. Pre-marathon.
Time
flies, dude.
Time does.
So I feel like we have some mixed responses to if we would watch and drive ourselves crazy.
For sure.
Good question. That's a great question. Yeah. Let's do one more here.
Okay.
Or maybe two. Let's see.
Dos.
Here's one. Watching the show back, did you learn anything about yourself?
Watching the show back, did I learn any? Yeah, I hate the way I talk.
Really?
That's what I learned about myself. Like,
I feel like you have such a safe, like normal voice.
Do I?
Like your voice, the way it sounds, or phrases and mannerisms?
Oh, I don't know.
Everything.
I was watching, I was like, where did my bass go in the show? Like my bass just took off. Maybe because I was nervous or whatnot. But I don't know if I learned anything about myself watching the show, but I did learn things about myself while on the show. And I learned that actually I love to communicate how I feel and express how I feel. And, you do that all day. You have interviews with the producers and, you just talk about your feelings and how you feel about this and that. And I think it's something I'm going to carry on for my whole life. And I love that.
I think here's a question for you. Having like a background in media is you kind of learn what questions provoke better responses from people. And the more you work with people, you kind of understand what makes them tick. Was there any producer that you felt really comfortable answering questions to, or any time that maybe they asked a question that really made you like, that one got me?
There was, so you pretty much have like, I rotate maybe 3 producers I would have interviews with, but I felt really comfortable with them and confident. You know, the producers are like, they get a lot of, you know, a bad rap. Everyone thinks like producers did this, producers do that. But honestly, producers are like the Fave 5, the queer eye for the Fave 5. They're like in your corner. They're like, Dustin, you got this. You're a great guy. Aww. Go talk to her. Like you can't do, like they're there to pep you up and make you feel confident and comfortable. And they're just great people. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, people that hate on the producers, like sometimes I hate on them because it's like, all right, this clearly was fake, but their job is to make good TV. So of course they're gonna stir the pot. Of course they're gonna leave champagne out.
But
right?
they're honestly great people, and they took care of us.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. We'll do one more here. How messy does the Bachelor mansion get?
It gets messy. If you think about it, everyone has 2 large suitcases. There's nowhere to really hang your clothes or put your clothes or anything, so things get scattered around. Things get lost. The bathroom gets disgusting. It gets messy. Also, drama starts to heat up and it gets awkward. Like you just kind of stay away from the people you don't want to talk to and whatnot. So it gets messy.
So literally like physically messy and spiritually.
It just all gets messy. And that's how it goes.
I love it. I mean, that's what makes for Bachelor content.
Yeah.
Oh, exciting. Okay. So if you guys have any questions for us, please mail them to batch, BACH, at fansided.com. The weirder, the better.
The weirder, the better. I like that.
I like that. Make us think.
Make us think. Make us uncomfortable.
Make Dustin uncomfortable. We love questions. We love hearing from you guys. We are just getting started here. This is only week 2.
Week 2.
We saw the previews. Demi's coming back next week. Eventually. I don't know if it's next week, but we saw some pillow fights, some physical altercations. The drama's just getting started. We're just getting started.
I'm ready. What do you hope to see this next episode?
I hope to see a little more of other women in the house, which sounds like such a cop-out answer. Yeah, but I feel like we saw, you know, like even the first 2 episodes, I'm tired of saying, who is that?
Yeah, I know.
I want to get a little more FaceTime with some of the other women.
I want to hear the person. I want to get their story and know a little bit about them.
Because I feel like sometimes someone comes on the screen, I'm like, she's so pretty. Who is that? Or like, that was funny. Who is that?
I agree.
So I think a little more, less time with certain people and more time with a variety of people. And I wouldn't mind like some like flavor of love nonsense, like drinks being thrown, that kind of dating show.
You wanted to get
tonight I was ready for it. I thought Champagne Gate was going to be
You wanted to pop off. That's what you want.
Ladies, let's go. Could you see Kelsey fighting?
Bang, bang.
Could. Kelsey would throw hands.
She's passionate. She's passionate.
Passionate. Well, on that note, more passion next week.
More passion.
Let's speak it into existence.
Let's turn it up.
All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to Can I Steal You for a Second? We are on all the podcasting platforms, Apple, Google, Spotify. Look us up on Twitter. Search it on Google. Use the internet. Tell your parents, tell your friends. Like, rate, subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And we appreciate you guys listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.